Welcome back to Teaching Technology. This is the first of our AWS installment. Today we will be setting up an IAM user. Prerequisite that you're going to need is an AWS account. First, let's go over what IAM is. So IAM is Identity Access Management. Don't get confused with Access Identity and Management. That's associated with an EC2. The 6 elements of IAM, the first one is the principal. That's basically just the user or the role or the app that's taking actions on the AWS resources. Second is authentication. That's key managed identity confirmation for the access management to these AWS resources. Third is a request. The principal sends a request to AWS specifying action and which resource should perform it. Next is authorization. This is via a policy where there's assigned permissions, and I will show you that. Finally, there's actions, and that's basically just viewing, creating, editing, or deleting, really doing anything with an AWS resource. And these resources, have actions that are taken on them via your AWS account. So instead of getting into the weeds, let's work with AWS. First, let's show you the AWS console. So here we have the AWS console. As you can see, I'm in the eastern region. As it loads. But there's other regions that you can access to, like Mumbai, Osaka, Japan, Seoul. If you're in Canada. If you're in the United States, you have the US West region, which is Oregon or California. See, now I'm connected to Oregon. These regions are just basically where your nearest data center is. So let me go back to North Virginia. And go to IAM. Next, we're going to go to users and add users. Let's just do YouTuber. And then here we have two credential types, the access key, which has a secret key and an access key, or password management, and that's in which you have a password that allows users to sign into the AWS Management Console every time. So if you're a main user and you have a bunch of accounts that will be under you, I would choose this type. For the people that are under you, I would use this one so that it's easier for everyone to have an individual password. This is permissions, and basically it's set off by a policy. These policies are created in JSON, but you don't have to do any coding. Here I'm just going to go to administrator access. That's just full access to AWS services and resources. Next we're going to go to tags. This is optional, but if you have a bunch of different users under you, then it's very easy to have keys. Let's say you have a bunch of different organizations, within your company. You could have a key for accounting, a key for the data analytics, a key for sales, and so on and so forth. But for now, we're going to have, let's just create a key. Let's just do YouTube key. Now, as you can see, we have our username, YouTuber, access type, which is access key, and the permissions boundary is not set. Now we're going to create a user. And we do have our access key and a secret access key. If I were you, I would definitely make a note of both of these, save it somewhere so you can access it later, especially for things like VS Code, etc. You know what? Let's actually show how to sign into VS Code with these keys. So I'm already signed in, but I will show. So you go to an empty folder here. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to extensions and then go to AWS Toolkit. You're going to want to install that. Then you're going to want to traverse here to AWS. And you're going to go to the palette, which is Command-Shift-P. And you're going to go to create a credentials profile. Here you're going to put that username, so that YouTuber. And you're going to put that access key. And then finally you're going to put that secret key. And then you're going to press enter. And you see it created that credentials profile. And then hit close. Well, thank you, and that is how you create a user in AWS.